What's going on, guys? This is Coach Corey with Claw Athletics. I was recently talking to a brand new client and he said, Coach, the main thing killing my diet right now is these dates. You know, he's single, he's out there trying to go on first dates, second dates, you name it. And he said, Coach, we're always getting appetizers, always going to restaurants, getting drinks. And I'm so disciplined on the days that I don't have dates, but when I go on dates, everything goes down the drain. And I thought that would be a really good video topic. So today, let's dive into it. We're gonna break this video into 3 parts. There's before the date, during the date, and after the date. Before the date. Now this section is all about setting yourself up for success. And there's 2 main things you can do to put yourself in a position to succeed. Number 1, when it comes to your dating profiles, whether it's Hinge, Bumble, you name it, you want to include things in your dating profile that demonstrate that you are health conscious. Now, when I was single, I used Hinge, and Hinge used to ask you questions that other people could see your answers to those questions. And one of them said, don't judge me if ... On my profile, I put, don't judge me if I work out every day during vacation. And that was just my way of making sure anybody knows before they match with me on the app, before they show up to a first date, they already know the lifestyle that I live. They already know that I'm very health conscious. And that way there's no confusion heading into the first date. Number 2, and this is more for the people who are actually planning the date, is pick a date spot that is not gonna pressure you to eat a bunch of junk food, drink a bunch of alcohol, so on and so forth. One of the easiest ways to do that is to choose activity-based dates. So when I was single, I used to love going to places like Topgolf, where you can play golf, or in Austin, Texas, we have a place called Peter Pan's Putt-Putt Golf. Same thing, you can play golf. Or even, don't be afraid to go old school and go to a bowling alley and make bowling the first date. The great thing about an activity-based date is it allows you guys to focus on the conversation, the connection, and the activity, as opposed to focusing on what food are we gonna order or what drink are we gonna get next. Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking, hey, that's all fine and dandy, but I prefer to go to restaurants for dates, that's fine too. You just have to be a bit more strategic at the restaurant. For example, a lot of chain restaurants will have a low calorie section of the menu. That makes life a lot easier. Another idea is if you're gonna go to a restaurant, try to stick to just the entree. Skip the appetizer, skip the dessert. That alone is probably gonna cut your calories in half. Another idea is when in doubt, if they have a grilled option versus a fried option, go for the grilled option. Once again, it's gonna keep your calories a lot lower. During the date, the main thing here is you wanna set the tone for this connection, this relationship, whatever it might turn into. So on that first date, don't be afraid to ask questions about, how often do you work out? Do you like to work out? What's your favorite activity? Do you cook a lot? When you envision a family, do you want a family that's very health conscious? Don't be afraid to ask these tough questions, because I can't tell you how many times I've had clients who they were too afraid to have those tough conversations on the first or the second date. Then they go 3 or 4 months into the dating process and they start to find out that, man, this person is always trying to pressure me to eat junk food, or this person's always trying to go out and get drunk and go party. And they say, Coach, I wish I had had that conversation earlier in the process. You don't have to make that mistake. And so I know those conversations seem tough on a first date, but it's way better to have those conversations early on as opposed to 6 months into dating a person. After the date. Now we're assuming the first date went great. You asked those tough questions. You found out you guys are a good match. Wonderful. For future dates, you can keep having fun with it. Maybe you choose a workout-based date for at least one of the dates, right? Maybe it's as simple as going on a hike together. Or maybe it is something like going to a yoga class together. Just something that's activity-based, it's exercise-based, but it's still fun. So that's all for today's video. Combine those tips, the before the date, the during the date, and the after the date, and you will find the right person for you, because I believe in you. I believe in you. You're gonna find your person, and they're gonna enjoy the fact that you are into your health and your fitness, because they will be as well. That's it for today's video, and until next time, as always, go execute.